G'day guys, it's Phantom, and yes, it is a pretty late review of Deadpool and Wolverine, but now I can talk about it. It's been like 2 weeks now, it has reached 1 billion, done all the records, everybody has seen it, but I'm still not going to do a spoiler review because if you haven't, I'm not going to spoil it, but this is just your traditional Phantom review for Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool is offered a place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe by the TVA, but instead recruits a variant of Wolverine to save his universe from extinction. This film is directed by Sean Levy, who, if you don't know, has made some pretty decent comedies, some iconic ones like Night at the Museum, Pink Panther, A Real Steel with Hugh Jackman, and recently Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds, which I think Free Guy is probably his best film, excluding this one. This film I was so excited for. It was probably my most anticipated movie of the entire year. Seeing another Deadpool movie, I mean, I was already locked in, but the fact that Wolverine is teaming up with Deadpool, my butt was seated. And considering that it is an MCU movie, not your Fox Deadpool movie, which, I mean, Fox is dead, so it makes sense to put him in the MCU. And this is probably the perfect way to introduce him to the MCU. It is fun from the opening scene to the last scene. Your adrenaline is rushing, it is adrenalining, and it is a lot of fun. The opening sequence with the song Bye 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 from NSYNC is forever being stuck in my head. I all the time replay it in my head. It is probably one of the best opening sequences in any movie ever. It is easily the best out of the Deadpool trilogy, and I mean, I was blown away by this movie, honestly. The everything, the cameos, the way that this story progressed, all the characters that are introduced, the way that Deadpool and Wolverine interact with each other, the chemistry is perfect. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, I mean, you can't really get a better duo than that. Speaking of Hugh Jackman, he is probably the standout in terms of performances. I mean, if it was a Barbie situation, he could get nominated for an Oscar for acting. That one scene, he has like a little monologue kind of thing. I mean, it is on par with Prisoners. Honestly, it is so perfect. With the cameos, there is quite a few. It's not like a, hey, how you going? I am here and now I'm going to dip off. These cameos actually help the story and progress the story. Each character that is sort of like a cameo is like a supporting character and is with Deadpool and Wolverine for majority of their scenes, and most of the movie takes place in the void, as you've seen from the trailers. Honestly, with the trailers, they showed a little bit too much. Honestly, yes, it is a bit of my fault for watching all the trailers that dropped, but I need to stop because they keep showing most of the movie. But I mean, the marketing is top tier anyway with this film, so yes. People complain about the visuals with this movie. Yes, at some points it just look a bit grey, but I mean, from the trailers, it doesn't really do this movie service because this movie looks stunning. The costumes, the production design, the color grading from everything. The standout, the colors pop off the screen, especially from the comic accurate suits from both Deadpool and Wolverine. I am so happy that they, after like 20 years, Wolverine costume, yes please. Honestly, everything that you could want for a Deadpool Wolverine movie is in this movie. Honestly, I wish I could have gotten a bit more with some characters and some turns that they could have turned to. The villain is pretty cool, but it really isn't like too crazy. Uh, but I mean, this film is great. I can't complain. It is one of the best MCU movies. It is my second favorite Deadpool movie. The first one, of course, is a masterpiece, and the second one is great. There is no bad Deadpool movie. Um, but yes, if you haven't seen this already, what are you doing? Just watch it. I mean, everybody has watched it at this point. It's reached $1 billion already. But yes, if you haven't seen it, watch it. This movie is great. I loved it, and I have seen it twice now. Loved it both times. Yeah. Anyway, what are your thoughts? And you have a good one.